One of the number one questions RV newbies ask is, what gadgets do I need to be successful?
In this video, we're going to share with you our top 10 must-have RV gadgets.
Welcome back to Mountain Beaches. I'm Norm.
And I'm Kim, and we're living our dream to discover new adventures.
Because tomorrow is never promised, so live for today. So before we go any further, I have to tell you something.
Oh, now he thinks it's his turn to tell secrets.
It's my turn to tell secrets. 42 years ago, today, this gal said I do. We're celebrating our 42nd wedding anniversary today, and I just love her.
He's my bestie.
Yep, we're high school sweethearts and been together ever since. And we're loving life.
We certainly are. So let's carry on here.
Yep, let's get into these top gadgets.
Gadgets, I know. It reminds me of that cartoon character, Mr. Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. All right, so what might be on our list of gadgets? Well, we have a longer list than 10. We'll see how many we can actually get in this video.
Yep.
And we'll put the rest of them in the links below, but we're going to put links to all of them below, so if any of them are of interest to you, you'll know where to find them. So. Yep. The first one on our list is a surge protector, and that is just vital. They come in different amperages, so you need to figure out what your RV uses. Our new Grand Design is a 50 amp service. Our previous RV was a Cougar, and it was a 30 amp. And
so I'm going to stop him for just a minute. I just learned all this yesterday. For all of you who maybe don't know how this all comes together, from going to your house to your trailer, whatever, you're not alone. So carry on.
Prices on these are all over the place, and you kind of get what you pay for. The one that we bought, the 50 amp, it protects against surges, it protects against power outages. There's all sorts of protections that it has. It's $345. But money well spent. You can only imagine what it would cost if your electric system burnt out in your RV or caused a fire. Yeah.
Or bodily harm.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a real big safety.
So next on our system, we're going to kind of group several items together. They're all related in the water, when you're hooking up water to your RV.
Which is important.
Yep. These items are not expensive. A water pressure regulator. You can get a inexpensive one that just reduces the pressure and makes sure that you don't get more than 40 psi coming out of the source of water at the RV park. You can also we bought one just recently that has a gauge on it, and it's adjustable, so you can tune it to the pressure you want.
I like the thought of it being adjustable, because maybe you want a little bit more pressure while you're taking a shower, but you don't need all that pressure all the time. So
the thing you don't want to do is just hook up your hose to the supply line at the RV park, because you have no idea what the pressure is on that line.
So we heard about a brand new RV couple who were on their first trip, and they hooked their hose straight from their trailer up to the water source. And in all of their excitement, they shut up their trailer, went off to touring for the day. And
they went off and played.
Yeah, went off and played. Who wouldn't? And came back, and the water pressure was too much for the trailer, and it blew a pipe and flooded their trailer before they were even able to sleep in it one night.
Brand new.
So get a water pressure with a gauge.
Yeah, I mean that's a simple thing to overlook. You don't think you would need that. You just hook your hose up to the faucet and turn it on. But get a water pressure gauge, it'll protect you.
Yep.
So water pressure gauge, if you get one that has the gauge on it, they're about $35, and less than that, maybe $10 if it's just a simple pressure regulator. Inexpensive item. The next item on the list is a splitter. So why would that be important? You want to go to your RV park, hook up your hose, but there are sometimes you'll go to an RV park and you're sharing the water spigot with your neighbor.
Yep.
And you need a Y connector so you can hook your hose, they can hook their hose.
Or maybe, you're a family, have little kids, and you've been off playing, and you want to hose them down before they go in the trailer.
Or wash the dog.
Yep.
Or wash the truck. Gives you a second outlet. You don't have to disconnect things. Very inexpensive. $4 or $5 is all. Another critical item is the water filter. Everybody should have a water filter. You have no idea what might be in that water source. Hook up a water filter. Basic ones you can get on Amazon, 2 for $20. And if you're a full-timer, they probably last you 6 months each, so they're pretty inexpensive. Another great thing to have is a 90-degree elbow. And you hook that onto your trailer, and you can just leave it there. But what that does is, instead of, if this is your trailer and you're hooking your hose like this, your hose is going to be pushing down and putting force on that connection.
Yep.
And so you put a 90-degree elbow on there, and now your hose just comes in up here, and it reduces the stress.
I think that's the cheapest one on our list. What was that?
Like $4?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, just a little, I guess you could call it a trinket, but not really something that's really useful for you. Our next one is the digital tire pressure gauge. Not something that I have ever used, but Norm uses it quite often. We'll check the truck tires and trailer tires, and we've learned that it is so important to make sure your tire pressure is appropriate for your rig and trailer.
Right. If you're running your trailer, if your tires are underinflated, then your tires are going to run hot. It's going to cause them to heat up, and that's the number one cause for failure of a tire, overheating, and the number one cause of accidents in RVs is tire blowouts.
Well, and it can burn you can burn your trailer down. We had an experience with a cargo trailer where we blew a tire. And by the time we got out there and opened up the back, it was filled with smoke.
It was filled with smoke, and we were so close to having a disaster on our hands.
Yep, very important.
Tire pressure gauge, they come in all types. I've found that most of those are inaccurate, and so that's why I've gone to this digital one. It seems to read out much more accurately, and that's what you need. You need to know. If your gauge is off by 5 or 10 pounds, how do you know? And then your tires are running hot. So we went with the digital, and it was under $10.
Yep.
So.
Yep, good purchase.
The next item we just barely bought. We haven't even used it yet. It is a laser digital infrared thermometer. What in the world do you need that for? Well, it's probably mostly going to be used for diagnostic purposes. If you're having problems with your refrigerator or maybe your AC or your heat, you don't really know what's going on, you can use this thermometer. There it is. You aim it, you pull the trigger, it gives a little infrared beam. You can see on Kim, infrared beam. And it's going to give you a temperature readout. And so you can see what your temperature is inside your... Yes, she is hot. She's hot. It's going to give you a temperature readout, and you'll know what the temperature inside your refrigerator is, inside your freezer, the temperature coming out your cooling vents or your heat vents. Yep. Great little device for diagnostic purposes. This was $16.
Yep.
It's worth it.
For a doodad.
Add it to your toolkit.
So, what's your least favorite job, hun, when it comes to the trailer?
Yeah, everybody's least favorite job is dumping the sewer.
I sit in the cab of the car. I'm such a wimp.
Yeah, it's always a mess. It always stinks. Make sure you use rubber gloves for sanitary reasons. But this is a device we had on our last trailer, and this one, it doesn't come standard on a trailer. I just bought it, and I haven't installed it yet. I'll show you how easy it is to install here in just a minute. It just hooks on to the end of your sewer line that's fixed to your trailer, and it connects, and it has a pull valve. So basically all you're doing is you're adding one more
safety layer.
Yes. Have you ever opened your cap and stuff, crap has dribbled out? This prevents that, and it's inexpensive. What is it? $18. Get one of these. It just twists onto the end of your line, and you will thank me later. I promise you.
When Norm uses this, he's a much happier camper.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. What's next? Oh, sensor lights.
Motion sensor
lights.
Solar.
Solar even. So this is so cool. They get recharged every day. You put them, we're thinking about putting one below our steps or maybe above our steps, or I don't know, I was thinking even by the outside bedroom in case it's, just somebody walking by that you don't know that maybe shouldn't be there. Many different places you could use, but they're just so simple. And I like having the idea of getting up from the campfire, going back to the trailer, and having this light up by my motion so I don't misstep.
Probably going to put one of these above the door. These are really inexpensive. I think they're like 2 for $22. Solar LED motion sensor lights. They're awesome.
The other thing that I think is really important, and I had never seen one of these before, is the Anderson Fort Knox lock. Is that what we call it?
It's a Fort Knox. It's called Fort Knox lock, and the version we have is built for the Anderson hitch. So Fort Knox lock, and this thing protects your RV from being stolen. And it just looks impenetrable.
It does. Anybody can get through anything, but
this is some
will
thick
ward
steel,
people out.
and it's $199 for the Anderson version. I think it's a little bit less otherwise, and that doesn't include the lock. You need a puck lock, and I think that was like maybe another $30. But
well worth it.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on your rig?
yeah, even a used RV is $10,000 or more, and a brand new one, did you spend $40, $50, $60, $80,000 on your RV? Well, investing a couple of $100 on a lock, so someone, while you're off sightseeing for the day, someone can't just pull up to your campsite, especially when you're off boondocking and nobody's around, and hook up and steal your trailer.
Yep.
So,
we've seen it. We've heard about it. Yeah.
Money well spent, and this thing is solid.
Next.
A pigtail. Kim's got short hair, so she doesn't have pigtails.
I haven't had pigtails in years.
But a pigtail is important. First of all, what is a pigtail? Well, our trailer has a 50 amp service. Some RV parks you go to or campsites you go to, they might have 50. They might only have 30. We're going to one next week and it only has 30 amps. So we got to get from 50 amps to 30 amps so we can plug in. And the pigtail, it's got a connector for the 50 amp and the 30 amp, and you can just convert that way and make your RV works, and it can plug into the service that's there. So not even very expensive, 20 bucks or so. Let's see, what was I think I paid $19 for our pigtail.
Great investment.
Yeah, it was.
The next one we want to talk about is our Cuisinart barbecue grill. It's runs off of propane.
Right, just the little propane bottles.
Yep. And it just works great for the two of us. We love how it cooks. It gets hot enough, doesn't get too hot. One of the best parts of having a little grill is that Norm has always taken on the role as barbecue master.
Chef. Come on, chef. Chef Boyardee.
So this is just something that he can help me with, and I don't have to have so many other things going on. Not that he doesn't help cook in other ways, but
another advantage is if you're barbecuing outside, you're not heating up the inside of your trailer. So that's a big advantage.
Yep.
And we use the Cuisinart. It's not really big. It's just perfect for the two of us. It's good for a couple of steaks, but not much more than that. So we love it. It's at $102 on Amazon, and works really well.
It does. All right, what's next?
Well, next we have the wheel chocks and the leveling blocks and the X chocks. Boop, 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 boop. Got.
It's our anniversary, so I just have to let him go.
These everybody needs. You probably have already seen these. You probably already have these. These wheel blocks, they're kind of like Lego blocks. I don't know, can I say that?
Yes.
Lego blocks. They hook together and you can stack them one on top of each other. They come in a pack of 10 and they just have a million uses. If you need to level your trailer, you can put these down and back your trailer up onto them. It'll lift one side up.
Yep.
If you just want to use them as a pad.
Instead of being in dirt.
Yeah. So a million uses for these blocks, and a package of 10. I think they're about $80 on Amazon. Wheel chocks. get
Blocks, chocks.
Yeah, blocks and chocks. Get yourself a set of chocks. There's all sorts of different ones. There's rubber ones. These are really sturdy. Don't get just the little tiny plastic yellow ones that are.
No.
They weigh about a half of a pound.
If that.
Yeah, they are no good at all. Get something that's going to protect your trailer. I am speaking from experience. When I was a newbie, I forgot to put these down one time, and I disconnected our trailers before we had a fifth wheel. It was just a travel trailer, and I disconnected it from the truck, and it started rolling backwards.
It was scary.
Yeah, scared the you-know-what out of me. I learned my lesson really quick. These go behind and in front of your wheels. Now, if you have a dual axle like we do, you just need 2 of these on each side. One behind the back wheel, one in front of the front wheel, and you do it on both sides. If you just do one side, your trailer can do this. It can turn. One wheel can still roll while the other is locked in place. So don't think you just need to do one side. Do both. 2-pack for $14, a 4-pack for $18. Pretty cheap. Something that goes along with that, and sometimes people use these instead of. These are called X chocks. I like to use these in addition. These will help you from moving. But the reason I like to use them is because they provide stability, and they keep your trailer from having that little sway or bounce.
Yep.
And they just go in. If you have a double axle, these are only good if you have a double axle. You put them in between your tires, and you put the little wrench on top, and you just expand them out.
Expand it to size.
It just gets.
Put this back over here.
It gets tight in between the wheels and locks them in place.
But an important aspect of this baby is to remove it before you start driving.
Why would
Not
you?
that we're
Why would you say that? Because we have experience of forgetting to remove them.
Yeah, remember to remove it. It makes travel much better.
Yeah, and it makes you a much happier person.
Last thing?
And then the Anderson wheel blocks.
Oh.
Are they called wheel blocks? No, they're just called Anderson blocks. I don't have those with me right now, but we love them. They're not cheap. They're, what are they? 2-pack for $89. But we feel like they're important. Your jacks don't have to go down as far, which makes your trailer much more stable.
Yeah.
You can get 2 of them or 4 of them. We just use 2 in the front.
I notice a difference
Really important.
when they're being used.
Yeah.
When you're walking around the trailer, it just has less jiggle, less sway. You're always going to have jiggle and sway, but it's much less.
Yeah.
One of the things I'd like to ask our viewers, because I know that we have we don't have a lot of viewers, but we have a few viewers who are very experienced. And
you're one of those.
And I would really like your suggestions and advice on different things. I'm not as versed in all of this as Norm is, but I want to become more versed in the things that we're going to make our travels safer.
Give us your top 10 list.
Right.
Share those in the comments and help us to know what we might be missing on our list.
Right. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Do the thumbs up and even ring that bell if you want to know when new editions are being published.
And if you like this video, you're going to love the next one, where we share our love-hate relationship with portable generators in RV parks.